I'm already letting you know, Trina. I'm not even blaming my dad.
To understand and know about body contour.
You can, that's how it was.
Because a pound could...
I felt that it was over. Now think about the anxiety they get when they're driving to
Something that I've done for my life, where trauma responses were getting a fan and there's no heart. What are you doing? My grandmother loved us because...
I have them moments with my son, then to take probably and not community.
It wasn't cool to be African. You know what I mean? It was tough already, so it was just a constant battle.
Welcome to Honestly Speaking. I'm your host, Honestly Trina, and today I have someone that I've been trying to speak to for a long time. Very inspirational and motivational woman who has created something out of nothing. Today with me, I have Serlina Boyd, who is the founder of Coco Girls and Coco Boys magazine. She's a key speaker, she's an impact maker, and I'm glad to have you here today on Honestly Speaking.
Thank you so much, Trina. It's been amazing. Well, I'm good, I have to say. I've had, a good few months with the magazine. And yeah, I'm so excited. Well, yeah, years. I mean, it's been now 6 years.
Yeah.
Because Faith is going to be 12. So I started it when she was about 5, 6. So yeah, it's been good.
So as we're talking about how you started the magazine, what inspired you to start the magazine?
So it would be my daughter, and with Faith, she was constantly saying that she wanted different hair, frozen girl hair. And I wanted to make sure that she loved her skin tone, that she loved her hair. She was the only black girl in her class.
Wow.
Looking back on it, I wouldn't have put her in a class where she was the only one. But I think at the time, there were other children, but they left because the school was really racist.
Wow.
Yeah.
So was this a private school?
No, it wasn't a private school. It was a school that could have been, in terms of, I think it was good for, children that were of a lighter hue. But for black children, they just wouldn't allow them to thrive or to shine. One of the things that I saw, which was really bad, was I was called into, a parents' evening. And there was a year 1 display, and I knew that Faith was in year 1.
Yeah.
And when I looked at the display to see if my daughter had made it on there, because even though she's the only black girl in her class, there was like 10 black children in the year.
Right.
None of them black children made the display.
Wow.
So it was all children with blonde hair and blue eyes that made the display.
So a lack of representation.
Yeah. And then there was a painting of a dark, what I thought was a child, but it looked like a gollywog. It just was bad. It had red lips, school uniform, hair. And I thought, what is going on here? This display doesn't look right. And then my daughter ran in and said, Mummy, that's me. My teacher did that. And that's when I said, I've got to remove her from the school. Because there was nothing in this school that was
represented her or celebrated her.
Or celebrating her. And that happens in lots of schools.
Yeah.
When it comes to black children, you have to really fight sometimes as parents to get representation in the schools.
It's interesting. There's loads of conversations happening about, parents choosing, good schools, but not knowing the impact of being a minority in these good schools. How did that impact your daughter's confidence?
So when I first took her to the school, she was confident because I was an Ofsted registered childminder. I still am. Still got that under my belt. So I was a graphic designer, and then I wanted to be at home with my kids. So I studied childminding, and I turned my house into a nursery. So Faith had children every day at home with her. She was confident, bubbly, just like, she just was a really, little madam. But I noticed when she was going to school, she kept saying, Mummy, I don't want to go. Mummy, nobody's my friend. Nobody will play with me. There will be little girls that join the class that look different to her. They'll have friends, but Faith would always be the one where she just had no one to play with. And, I would, as a childminder, say, look, I've got a lovely home. does anyone in the class want to do a play date?
Yeah.
And she, you know, parents were like, no. I spoke up a lot of the times, especially when I saw that display. And I was like, you know, there needs to be something done. Do you guys celebrate Black History Month in the school? And the head teacher goes, oh, Mrs. Boyd, yes, we do. We got an ex-drug dealer in to come and tell the children about how his life got turned around. So I had to educate the teacher about Queen Nzinga and Mansa Musa and all these people that I had been teaching my children about. And at that time, it's not like now, it's a little bit more diverse, but there were no books on role models. And that's when I thought, I need to do something. And that's when lockdown came.
Right.
And I didn't have my childminding setting. Parents didn't need that
facility anymore.
No. So I decided to go back to my design skills and do a magazine. Yeah.
And we've got a few copies of your magazine. I understand that Swiss's daughter did some illustrations. How did that come about?
So she's been, I think when we first started, Nasari was on the project and it was just fantastic. And there was other little girls that wanted to be a part of the magazine. And that's how that came about. Now I think we are expanding a little bit. So we've got more teenagers that work on the magazine, but we want to get back to the children actually.
The essence of it.
Because, you know, children are, I mean, we go into schools and we do workshops. So children are working on the magazine and I love that. They do the interviews. So
I saw one with Viola Davis.
Yeah.
That was very inspiring. It touched my heart as a grown woman.
Yeah.
How do you make these connections?
So they reach out to me.
Okay.
So Jada Pinkett's team reached out to me. Ludacris's team has reached out to me. We did a partnership with his brand called Karma's World. There's so many in the States that reached out to me. And more recently, we had Beyonce's publicist say, we need you to work with Miss Tina Knowles.
Well, we saw Miss Tina Knowles was the cover girl.
Yeah.
And how was that experience? She looks gorgeous.
It was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. I think, you know, I think it was just a case of Miss Tina wanting to work with us.
Yeah.
And I went further and said, can she be guest editor? And it was a lot of, we're not sure if she's going to have that in her time or her schedule. And one thing that I don't like to hear is no, so I'll keep pushing.
Yeah.
But Beyonce's publicist, Miss Yvette, is amazing. Like, she really loves our brand. She spotted us when we, I think some of the girls interviewed Halle Bailey.
Yes.
And she was like, who are these girls? We had our own makeup artist. She was a 10-year-old girl. And like, we just ran that junket. And from then, she's like, any opportunities she gives us. So, meeting Miss Tina Knowles was amazing. We were able to get an exclusive interview. She told us, you know, about how she raised Beyonce. And we did a special hair feature in it, which talks about the history of our black hair and which really spoke to her as well because she has a hair brand called Sacred.
Yeah, and she was a hairdresser back in the day. That's where they started dancing in the hair salon and stuff. Destiny Child fan, obviously.
Yeah. She's like, as a mother and a matriarch, she's amazing.
Yeah.
And, you know, we were able to meet her backstage when she was here with her book tour. And she just poured into me. Like, a year and a half ago, I lost my mum. And Miss Tina, you know, in her book, she will talk about losing her mum and the pain that you go through when you have not, you know, written about your mum's story. Because that's what I'm very big on, legacy and writing people's stories. But one person I failed to write their story was my mother.
Yeah.
And that's the most painful thing because I'm not trying to cry, but I don't know much about my mum. So she, you know, Miss Tina was just pouring into me like, it's not too late. Try and find research.
Yeah.
There's things you can do.
You have to. And my deepest condolence because I've lost my grandma who raised me. So I know that sort of loss as my grandma was my mum. So I know that. And it's interesting, as much as I felt like I knew her, there's so much I didn't know about her. Like, my cousin recently sent me a picture of my grandma when she was expecting my uncle back home in Guyana. And I was just looking at her like, oh my God, I didn't know this version of her, you know?
Right.
So I don't think it's ever late to find out and research about them, because that is your legacy as well, you know?
That's it.
So yeah, definitely do that. I'll be interested to see what's going on there. You've worked with some major companies, Meta, to name one, Google. You've done a lot, and you do some parliamentary work as well.
Yeah.
How have you been able to turn a magazine that was just a vision into tangible change?
Yeah, I guess for me, it was really important for the community to catch the vision and be behind it. And I think when you're genuine, because, you know, when I first launched, all it was the cover. All I said was on Facebook, Meta. That's why I do a lot on the Meta platform, because it was a Facebook page, and I said, look, I'm trying to launch a magazine to empower Black girls. I thought I'd have about 10 people, but in a week it racked up to 10,000 subscribers and brought in about 50K. And that was the community. This was not powerless people. This was not people that are on the, you know, Black business stage.
Or anything
none of them. None of them. And to this day, they've not supported, really. It's about the community that have supported me. And so and also another thing to note, this goes back to the community. This isn't going to, you know, my children or anything. It goes back to the community, the brand. Yeah. So it was important for them to back this, because it wasn't about making money. They invested, and it's about me now trying to build. Now, my mum died, so I'm crawling back because I had to stop for a bit. But one thing that I have done is bought the trademark, and that's for anyone that's doing business, it's really important. So I've got the trademark for the UK, Coco Girl, and I've got the trademark for the US. And, you know, just before my mum died, I was about to sign a multi-million-pound deal in the US with one of my business partners who was going to do a merch deal. So that's Coco Girl trainers, jackets, everything. And that's still, you know, we're looking at that. We've had to pause it because of the new administration in the US, and they would probably shut it down because, you know, they want to make out that Coco Girl is divisive. And, you know, some of my team in the US want me to water it down, and I'm not doing it. I'm going to make sure it's for Black girls.
What I will say is that representation matters. And, you know, even thinking about how I grew up, I didn't see anyone that looked like me outside of my, you know, my close proximity, friends, family, whatever. Until maybe we got cable. When we got cable, then I started to see people that looked like me. But it still felt slightly far away. They weren't UK. I think the closest representation I would have saw was something like Desmond's.
Right.
You know, but other than that, there wasn't much representation. So to see this, it's powerful and it's inspiring. And I just want to praise you.
Thank you.
For creating that. And also creating a safe space for us to feel seen. You know?
It's important because when Coco Girl first came out, all I remember was our inbox just full of little girls with my daughter's cover saying, we've never seen this before, you know, and for it to be in a supermarket and there's never been a cover in the supermarket with a Black girl on there. You know, these pictures were going viral and just little girls just saying, wow, it looks like me. And then I got brands getting in touch with me, Lego, Barbie, all of these brands saying, how have you done that? How have you been able to tap into a market like you have? Because basically before they weren't, you know, trying to reach Black people. you know, because we keep our head down. But then they saw that I tapped into a market that they have not been able to reach.
Untapped, uncharted area, especially for us in the UK as well. I want to delve into some of the things you're currently doing because I watch your Instagram. So there's a home currently that you're in the process of trying to acquire.
Yeah.
What do you intend to use this home for?
Well, for me, when doing this brand Coca Girl, I realised that it wasn't just magazines, it was a community. And when my mum died, I guess that grief was so painful. I remember being a part of a church family. I know I'm no longer a Seventh-day Adventist anymore, but I do observe the Sabbath. But nobody was there for me, absolutely nobody, not family, anything. And that made me think about maybe there's other people that are going through things and no one's there for them. So my idea was to create hubs all over in Tottenham, South London, you know, where I grew up on the Brockley estate, Turnham estate. And Croydon was where I spent most of my teenage years. So that's the first hub. And it's hubs that, you know, will have therapists, hubs that will have a mediation service. You know, I'm recently, you know, going through something where I've had to go through the family court system and it's horrible. So if we can create something within these, right, for Black people, there isn't anything there. And also we want to create an SEN centre because there is a lot of Black boys being excluded and they have SEN.
They're neurodiverse.
Right. Yeah. And instead of just helping, people want to exclude them. So what do? So, you know, this is now going back into my childcare company and combining it with, you know, the audience that we have for Coco and creating a hub that is for us.
By us.
Yeah, by us.
Yeah.
And just, full of love, because that's my thing. I think we need less churches and more hubs.
More love.
Personally.
More love.
More love.
Yeah. I know you do lots of interventions. Can we talk about some of the things you do for the young girls? So you do like some sessions, parties, tea party type things. What does that look like?
It's absolutely beautiful. So, I mean, the last Princess Ball we hosted.
Princess Ball, yes.
So little girls had to get dressed up and they were princesses for the day, but we didn't want them. So anytime we do an event, the events have to be subsidised. So this tea party was worth £70 per head, but each parent paid £10. And we got, I think, I can't remember the hotel, but it was like a 5-star hotel. And the children had butlers that took them in, that took them down these winding stairs. And they were treated like princesses for the day. Royalty. And for me, it's important to do events like that for children because we are told all the time that we are
not enough.
Not enough. You know, I live in I've moved out of South London now. I live in a village in Burriton, which is in Hampshire. I'm the only one that looks like me. And my neighbour was introducing herself to me the other day and she pulled my hair and she said, wow, you could hang yourself with that. And I filmed that because that was going back to when we were hung on trees. Like, you know what you're doing. You're in your 80s and you want to make me feel as if I don't belong in this village. But I'm here. I belong here. And I then had to go to that lady's house and show her this issue of Coco, which talks about our hair history and how from, you know, is it the 1440s that the first thing that was targeted, Trina, was our hair. Our hair, they saw how much we loved our hair. They cut our hair off. Then we would put lovely, amazing wraps and they told us to take that off as well. And so I don't care if people have an issue with my hair or might think that my hair is ugly. I love my hair.
And that's all that matters.
Right. And that's what I had to teach my daughter. My daughter was like, Mummy, I want frozen girl hair. And I was like, there's nothing wrong with frozen girl hair. I want you to love your hair.
Yeah.
And I did a book called Coco Girl Awesome Hair, which has just meant that Faith does her hair now about 10 times a day and loves her hair.
Do you know what? I remember making an active decision not to perm my hair. So my hair's not permed. It's a blowout. Yeah. So when it sweats, like right now, the back of it is doing mad stuff.
It looks good though.
But I remember when I had my big daughter, I made an active choice that I didn't want her to feel like she'd have to wear weaves. And there's nothing wrong with wearing weaves or anything like that. But I didn't want her to go through a trauma with her hair. You know, I remember Saturday mornings, I used to do ballet. And on a Saturday morning, I used to have to get the hot comb through my hair. And
because it has to be a certain look,
it has to be up in the bun. And my afro bun is not appropriate for ballet at that time. So we're thinking 80s, like 86. And I didn't want her to have that kind of trauma, you know? So I actively chose not to do my hair. And it's only in the last few years, I can't even cut it down. I had like a mini for I cut it all off and everything. And I remember even my son had attachment to the hair. He's like, oh, Mummy, don't cut off your hair, cut off your hair. And we went through the whole journey together. So our hair is so important. And it's part of our identity, but also it's not only our identity. So there's like getting that right balance, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember making that choice not to relax or wear weaves and stuff. I used to have the 28-inch bust down. But because of my daughter's hair is natural, like, and she doesn't even want to blow dry her hair. Like
she's embraced. So
she loves her hair.
But this is the thing. So there is a movement going on in terms of when I was growing up, my brother made me feel like my hair was just the worst thing.
Really?
So when I washed my hair and obviously it shrunk.
Yeah,
my brother would laugh at me.
Wow.
But my son Solomon, if he sees, he's now 8. If he sees a black woman and their hair, he will tell them he loves Afro hair. Solomon is just like anything to do because of Coco and because he's seen what his mum's doing and the affirmation. This little boy, I think he was interviewing one author and he was like, I love your hair. Like he's a bit of a charmer. I have to watch that. And his name's Solomon. But right. But his whole thing is so different to how my brother was raised. And you know, my brother's wife, her hair is completely different to me, right? But we weren't back then. I felt in my house, it wasn't poured into us to love our Afro hair and to do this. I had to go down that journey myself. And I remember as well interviewing Jada Pinkett, and she was saying to me that from a young age, she was in the library learning about all this stuff.
Wow.
Maybe it wasn't, inspired from Tupac as well, but
because he was a panther.
Yeah, right. Yeah. But she was like, I had to learn this stuff because, and then also once you learn where you come from, oh my God, nobody can tell you nothing. That's why when the lady said to me in the village, you could hang your hair with this, I was like, you know what? I want to tell you about yourself, but actually, no, I'm going to educate you. Oh. And once I finished educating her, she said, oh, I don't like my hair anymore. But that's your issue. But don't do that to somebody else.
Education is the way. Sometimes it's easier to give people back what they give you.
Yeah.
But you see, when you educate them, it's so much more powerful.
Powerful.
Honestly.
That is what we have to do. Right now, I mean, when I launched that magazine with Diane Abbott, I went on Sky News, and if you saw the comments, horrific.
Diane Abbott, I feel like she's had such a rough time.
Yeah.
And I remember she went to work with the 2 separate shoes on, and everyone was getting on her. And I remember, because at that time I was in a really low space as well. My nanny was going through dementia and I was trying to navigate all of that and knowing that the end was imminent. And I related to her so much. When you are under pressure, stress, isolation, and you don't have maybe the right network around you, those things are going to happen. I feel like she's dealt a harder hand
Yeah, most definitely.
Than everyone else, you know, and I respect her. She's the first. She's a pioneer, and she stayed firm. You know, like some people would have been like, you know, I'm not doing this anymore. This is not for me. This is not for me.
Yeah.
Every month, every week, you're coming for me. Every day, you're coming for me. Actually, this is not for me. I'm not fighting this battle for the rest of you guys.
Right.
You know, so I highly respect and rate her.
But it's funny because my daughter, she said to me, Mummy, after doing this, she said, Mummy, I think you should get a grown-up hairstyle like the Right Honourable Miss Diane Abbott. I was like, well, my daughter knows about Miss Diane Abbott. My daughter had a poster of Miss Diane Abbott on her. Like, these young people, they're knowing about these matriarchs now because she's a matriarch. And where people of a lighter hue will just dismiss that legacy, we're not going to do that.
No.
And for me, it was important to show an image like that on the cover because if you see what Sky News has put up for, you know, for Diane, obviously she's been suspended. If you see the images, that's what I have an issue with. You can find a nice image, but you choose to put these images up. You know what you're doing.
It's programming though, isn't it?
Definitely.
Really? It's programming.
So that's why our covers, when we put our amazing role models on front, they got to look good. They got to be celebrated because the world is not going to do that, you know.
And again, I want to honour you again because you are changing young Black girls' experience, like single-handedly. I don't know if you like are aware of the greatness of that.
It's sometimes it's kind of doesn't register. The one time it registered, Trina, was when we were invited to go to the V&A Children's Museum. And unfortunately, my mum never saw it. My mum, the reason why I say my mum, because my mum was my biggest supporter. I don't have that anymore. And to see Coca Girl magazine, my daughter is in a museum for life. Like, I wish my grandma could see that. I wish my mum could see that. That's when I realised the impact. You know, I've never thought I'd have anything in a museum.
But you know what's greater than that? Your great-grandchildren will see it. Your great-great-grandchildren will see it. When we are long gone, they will still see it. Our ancestors, they know. They know. You have angels over you now and they know. But the legacy that you're leaving here and everyone else's grandkids that's going to see that, that's powerful.
I feel for me, the most disrespected woman is a Black woman. And by the age of 5, a Black girl is more likely to be insulted by their looks than any other culture. And
big lips, rubber lips,
right?
All of that stuff. Yeah,
so
had all of that.
For me, I have to do something. I mean, we don't publish as much magazines as we would like because it's costly, and we're looking at, you know, other sort of funding revenues and avenues. However, I will continue to do this, you know, come rain or shine.
It's been an absolute pleasure to have you. I know our time's a bit cut short. Before you leave, we have a segment that's called Guest to Guest, where our previous guest asks you a question.
Hi, my name is Asia, and my question to you is, what makes you different from everybody else in what you're trying to achieve?
Makes me different from everybody else. I feel like, and this might be a bit cheeky, but I feel like we have started a blueprint. We do things that are different. We do things that brands are watching us and looking and actually sometimes copying. And that's what I love. One quick example was we did a hairstyle on our magazine, and then Vogue did the same hairstyle.
Wow.
3 issues later. and they've never done an Afro hairstyle like that on them. And people were like, Coco Girl did it first was the hashtag on Twitter.
Love that for you.
So I love the fact that we are doing things and brands are watching us. So, you know, we work with so many brands and they're watching us.
Well,
That's what I
high
love.
five to that.
Thank you.
And did you have any questions for me?
I did. I absolutely love what you do.
Thank you.
Just like Pop the Balloon, it went to Netflix. Would you ever be interested in a Netflix show?
100%. I want to make, honestly speaking, a community that people can access across the globe. So Netflix would be amazing to do.
Well, I'll speak that into existence.
Well, let's speak it into existence. What next for you? What's coming next?
What's coming next is we want to do a music video for Black girls. Well, you know, we're in talks with a music artist, a rapper, and we haven't really had one in the UK. So that's what I'm casting for at the moment.
Okay, so if you are a Black girl, and you're interested in being part of a music video, and it's going to be edifying video, I just want to throw that out there. It's not that type of video. Please do get in contact with Serlina Boyd. You can reach her on Instagram, LinkedIn.
LinkedIn, Serlina Boyd, Instagram, Coco Girl Mag, and I've also my personal Instagram as well, Serlina Boyd.
Thank you. It's been absolutely amazing to have you.
Thank
and we've got
you.
more to talk about offsets, all right. But yeah, thank you for tuning in. I have been your host, Honestly Trina, and this has been my amazing guest, Serlina Boyd. Please go and get the latest edition of Coco Girls. There is also a Coco Boys magazine as well, so go and reach out and go and get the Coco Boys magazine. You can find me here every other Sunday at midday. I've been your host, Honestly Trina, and thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to have more behind the scenes content, do join one of my membership packages. Thank you.